Welcome back to the 2industry podcast show, whatever. Again, my name is Hill, as you can see from my name tag. Yes,
Hill?
I said it in all three videos. Kiss my ass. And this is Mike Games, and we have Andrick on the far left, hold down Nintendo.
Somebody's got to.
Represent. So what we're going to have to talk about now is what we're currently playing, what we want to play, all the above.
Go for it.
Go for it. I always start.
Do you? Okay. Well, I finished Assassin's Creed,
The Black Flag.
the Black Flag.
With all the scurvy and the pirates. And
all the scurvy and the pirates.
were there any ninjas?
No.
That means the pirates won.
That'll probably be the next game. Yeah, it was a good game. It was better than the last one, thank God.
In what ways?
It didn't have Connor.
So many
Man,
ways.
y'all really did not like that character.
And I didn't really like this character to start off with, but he grew on me over time.
Okay.
So I ended up finding the love for the game probably about halfway through. And I didn't do as much as I wasn't. This year I didn't find myself in the mood to collect a bunch of things. And usually I do with Assassin's Creed. But I think its boat mechanic is just really boring to me. I know a lot of people love it, and I can definitely see why they do. It's just not my deal.
Just to kind of go out there and adventure out into the open seas and find shit.
Yeah, I mean, you can go and upgrade your boat, and you can attack other ships, and I mean, it's very cool, but it's just not my deal right now. I'm not.
You are not a true pirate. So
I guess not. No booty for me.
Not a butt pirate.
Not a butt pirate whatsoever.
But gosh, I've played so many games. It's
all this gold around my neck is so heavy.
I played Zelda, which is a great game.
How great is it?
It's the greatest.
Which Zelda?
Link to the Past. Oh, Link Between Worlds.
Link Between
that was
Worlds.
on the 3DS.
It really is an amazing game.
You were saying that you're wanting to put that up in your game of the year.
Yeah, it's up there. I mean, it's definitely top 3, if not the number 1.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to sit down and think about that.
Wow.
Then I played Mario 3D, which is a great game as well.
Have you played the multiplayer aspect of that yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I only have you guys as friends.
Oh well.
So we haven't.
I'm actually getting that game soon, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then we can all jam out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Play as kitties.
It's a great platformer. I mean, it really is. There was another great platformer I played too. Oh, Knack.
Knack.
Which that was an amazing game. I really do.
A lot of people have been crapping on it for some reason.
Fuck those people.
As you can see, Andrew's trend of games is kind of like platformers. Kind
Well,
of that
I like
stuff.
first-person shooters.
Oh, really?
I did Call of Duty. I beat that game.
And how do you feel about Battlefield 4?
It's flawed. They shouldn't have released it without fixing the bugs. I mean, I just picked it up the other day.
Okay.
It's definitely harder than Call of Duty. I mean, if you've ever played it, Call of Duty is more arcadey as opposed to Battlefield being more realistic for a video game. But it's just it's a lot harder. You will die a lot more, and hopefully they fix those bugs soon. I know they did a patch today, but I'm hearing that still people are having issues with it.
Right.
I really. There's so many other games I want to get to before the end of the year, which I don't think I'll be able to.
Right.
Games I haven't beaten, like Ni no Kuni, and
which also won an award as well as the best RPG.
Yeah, and Tales of Xillia was another JRPG.
Disney Infinity.
Yeah, that's right.
We're gonna have a long debate on these games of the year.
There are so many games I got to get to, and I think Xbox had a sale the other day, which I bought a bunch from them.
Wow.
Like Perfect Dark, which I never played, which
what
is apparently I missed something big there.
What?
Exactly.
Have you even played GoldenEye? Do you even have electricity in your house?
I don't know.
He's running on a generator.
Apparently.
And there's a bunch of other games that I want to get to, and I don't think I will before the end of the year. But
okay.
Yeah, just so many games in so little time, and jobs.
Well, you can solve that. Just play games at work. That's what most people do, apparently.
I am horrible at multitasking. So
that's what game reviewers do. They play games at work. That's how they get shit done.
Well, that's because it is their work.
Dumb. All right. Well, okay. So what are you playing, Mike?
Right right now I'm actually playing the Marvel Lego superheroes.
Oh yeah, I heard that was really good.
I'm actually enjoying it. Yeah, if you like the other Marvel games or the other Lego games, I think you'll really enjoy it. Like you like the Batman
Yeah,
too.
I feel they're all the same kind of. Basically, you
Mhm.
go
Pretty
around
much
collecting
are.
little nuts and bolts, and which is fine. I mean, I like Ratchet and Clank for that same reason. So
And the Lego developers, they not Lego themselves, but the people that make the Lego games, they don't fuck around when it comes to these games. They're like actually really put together very well.
Yeah, and I like how they also throw a little call outs to or shout outs to like their other games.
Right.
They actually made a little reference of the Batman game and Star Wars, and they kind of just throw it secretly in there. So I think that's really cool.
Does it just show up and say buy this game?
Something like that.
click
No,
here to download.
Yeah, that's you sure it's not made by EA?
because no, it's not made by
Oh, okay.
EA.
That was a joke.
But like there was a joke since they in Batman 2, Lego Batman,
Mhm.
Superman was in there, so they have a just like people in the city talking, and they're like, "Is that a bird? It's a bird." Just kind of a little shout
Right.
out to. There was also a little reference to Star Wars. I can't remember what it is. My one complaint though, when you start the game,
Mhm.
it always asks you to select your language every freaking time. It says select your language.
After you've done it the first time.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So
Maybe
you turn on the system, and it always says U.S. or English, England, English, U.S., and all these other languages.
so. It
I
says
already chose.
England and then English.
U.S.,
Oh, okay, got it. That would be
U.S.
interesting.
English, and UK
What if
English.
What if you had to like
Good
choose?
night, Governor. I am the Hulk.
What if you had
Hulk
to?
is mad.
What if you had to choose between like England, U.S., or Australia? That'd be interesting. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it just thinks you forgot your language, and you just have to like
That
come
sounds
up
like
with.
Every time you play it.
Yeah.
Is it all of them are like that, or just
No,
that
it
one?
was just that one.
Well, there's one bilingual motherfucker out there that doesn't
There,
mind.
yeah, there's one person that worked on it that was like, I hate it when games don't ask me this. every time. I'm gonna put it in.
Today I feel like speaking Italian. Damn it.
There are things that I gripe that wish games had, and so I could totally
Like
see them.
what? give me one. I would love to hear that.
Well, like
I have one myself.
At the
I
end
have
of
one
a
myself.
game, one thing I wish it would do is when the credits are going. I usually like to go through the credits, give some props to the people. I'll watch it, and usually there's a little thing at the end of them. If they're a good developer, they'll throw something at the end
Mhm.
if you watch all the credits.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I'd like for them to play something during the credits, not just have stupid
Just have
music in the
nothing.
back.
Right.
Some of the greatest ones I ever played was Flower.
Mm.
At the end of that, you actually played the game as the credits were rolling,
Right.
but it was actually part of the game.
Wow.
So like you went to and you crossed out somebody's name and it went to the next name and it was part of the game.
Oh, that's
And
pretty
you even
cool.
got a trophy, I think, for it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It was a unique way of doing things, and I'd really like, even if they throw sketches or storyboard ideas
Mhm.
or even videos of people saying, like, I like that stuff. It's something that I feel it's helping, like at the end of movies and stuff like
Right.
that when they do that. Some movies do it. So
Yeah.
One I'm having a problem with, and a lot of movies are starting to do this as well, where like their volumes are kind of off. So like one character would just be speaking and they're very soft, so you have like the volume all the way up because you're trying to hear what they say, and all of a sudden something fucking crashes in and it just blows your speakers out.
oh, that's the theater. That's not the movie. That's whoever's running the theater.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, I'll have that in games as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah, it's true. That
It's kind of
does-
it's kind of annoying. You don't really get that in first person shooters because how they like make the audio dynamic around the character, it just feels even. But whenever I play like The Last of Us, I can notice it. When they have a lot of dialogue, they try to make it very natural, and that makes it low, and then some action happens, and then it
Or
fucking
sometimes
explodes.
the music will
Oh yeah,
talk over the voice
all
yeah,
the time. Yeah,
I
so
see that.
that's where I would have gripes as far as that. Other games that you're possibly playing?
Oh,
Did
one
you
less
finish-
gripe. One less gripe. So we talk about gripe. One other thing I wish they would do is, and it's probably just me, but this is one thing I would do if I were making a game, and that is have the was it the dialogue, the caption?
Mhm.
I want that on I always have to go into settings to turn it on.
Oh, you want it on by default?
Yeah, by default, I want it on. I want the words to
That's
come
a
out.
shitty gripe.
Yeah, no.
No, that's what I would do. It's like I hate doing it all the time, and some games do it automatically have it, and I'm like, okay. So again, sometimes I can't hear it because of the music,
Right.
so I have to at least read what they're saying. So.
I
It's
it's
a
not
good gripe.
it's not really a gripe that I have, but it's something I wish more games would do because I'm kind of used to it or addicted to it. Is that you know how all these games they have cutscenes, and then you have the games that their whole narrative is done while you're still playing the game, like Half Life and how some certain parts of Last of Us or
Yeah,
let's have it more like that.
you want like in game. You don't.
Yeah,
want it to be
in
taken
just
out.
in game commentary.
See, that's a shitty gripe to me because
Really?
I like cutscenes.
I don't want
Sometimes I like. Well, I mean, Metal Gear is one of the biggest. Like, you just throw the controller down. I'm gonna go make some food.
And what's crazy is like they'll be speaking in codec for like fucking 30 minutes.
Exactly.
And I when it's long because you can skip the codecs and it quickly scrolls through all the fucking text that you have to listen to. You're like, okay, this is too much. But that's always a Kojima gripe. That's just something else. Any gripes for yourself, Mike? This is a gripe off. Mike has no gripes. He
Mine is
enjoys
all
all games.
Nintendo, but
He loves all games equally. He has no gripes of any game. Every game out there ever was perfect.
no,
that
I
he
wouldn't
made.
say that. But I mean, for the games that I've played lately,
What
I
about-
haven't
okay.
had any.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off. What about you haven't finished The Last of Us just yet?
Okay, right.
Why?
Because I hate sneaking around. But just go in there, shoot them up, and then progress with the story. I hate sneaking around. That's why I never got into Metal Gear.
So when you've been playing Assassin's Creed, I take it you're not
Oh,
sneaking around killing people.
Just if the mission requires it, but it's not as
What the
bad.
fuck do you think
no,
The
but
Last
no, but it's not like the entire fucking game.
Okay, that's true.
You don't have to
That's
play
true.
that way because
That's true.
with Assassin's Creed, I was sneaking around, just killing. Everybody would be dead. Nobody knew I was there, and I was just like, "Yep." And then I just walk up to the door and do it.
And that's a good point because a lot of games, the ones that are more favorable to gamers are the ones that give you a choice on how you want to dispose or dispatch all the enemies.
Right.
You know, like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider did it when it worked. Tomb Raider did it as well. And games that didn't give you that capability were kind of frustrating. Like, it just slipped my mind. I'm sorry. Now I was gonna say BioShock, but BioShock's not one of them. Oh, Borderlands. That's what I was gonna say. Because Borderlands, you'll come into a new area, and in Borderlands, enemies regenerate all the time. You know, and sometimes you want to like go and blow them up and kill them, and sometimes you don't want to deal with them at all, and you just want to kind of like sneak past.
Right.
Because you have to frequent these areas multiple times. And there's a lot of times I just want to kind of sneak around and just kill them. No, when you get in the door, once you hit the door, the entire fucking world knows you're there.
Right.
How unrealistic is that? That drives me fucking crazy.
It's true. Yeah, one of my gripes too is like, yeah, if you're gonna throw in just a little sneaking mechanic,
Right.
don't just tease me with it. Where I only can do it in this one section, and then as soon as like somebody just hears something, or like I can't continue to do it through the whole game. I agree.
Shit. Okay. All right. Since we're on the roll for gripes, and this is our longest segment. Okay. The unrealistic raise of an enemy's talents when you move to the hardest difficulty. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. I'm not gonna bring up Arrow in the Head, which is Tomb Raider. I'm saving that
You
for
already
Game of the
did
Year. No, that's gonna come. Y'all gonna hear my story of Arrow in the Head. You had Arrow in the knee, but I'm gonna have Arrow in the head. That's ridiculous. But I understand the hardest difficulty is that I typically play on the hardest difficulty because I feel like developers make the game at that full capacity, and then they try to take elements out to make it easier for the player.
Dumb
Dumb it down. That's what I really believe. And if I'm incorrect, by all means, just tell me. But I really believe that because that's the AI in there are so badass on the hardest difficulty. They don't get shit wrong at all. And basically, when I feel like medium difficulty or beginning difficulty is them having to put in extra elements to dumb down the characters. But when on the hardest difficulty, it becomes unrealistic. You have it where these characters they know that you're there at all times. They they have infinite bullets like Bioshock Infinite. Do you remember any person reloading in that game at all?
Not me.
You had ammo? I didn't even have ammo in most of the game. Or like in well, Metal Gear Solid is not a good one. You know, Tomb Raider.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm still gonna save it with the arrow in the head. The guy was still functioning, running around with a flaming arrow in his head. I'm fucking hating himself.
Right.
And then you have like Madden, where the shittiest quarterback on the team is able to complete 100% of his passes.
He doesn't do that in real life.
How does he do this in a game? How do you have a rating of 30 and you're beating me by 50? That doesn't make any. But if I'm playing on medium and easy, I'm killing your ass. So what is with this difficulty jump? What is with that?
I really only do normal. I mean, I hardly. Gosh, I can't remember the last time I went out. I think it was like Resident Evil 4.
Oof, on the hardest difficulty
was the one I did, but that's only because it was back then. It was a new mechanic to let you keep all your stuff, and then you could still upgrade and all that stuff, and they gave you new weapons. And so I think that was the only game I went back and actually played again.
I'm glad you didn't do it in 5 because I think I was eating zombies the
Yeah.
entire time. I wasn't even fighting.
You were a zombie.
Yeah, I
Eating
was.
zombies.
I was just eating zombies. They were so in my face. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So I mean, I only play on normal. Like, I'm not an expert gamer. I'm really not. Like, I'm not like one of these kids that can shoot around with no scope. I like playing games, and I think that's why we're doing this, because we
Right.
like playing games. But
Right.
we're by no means are we professional level where we can win money and stuff.
Right,
Like that.
right.
So
Well, yeah. I mean,
I don't like torturing myself like Hill does.
I'm obviously masochistic in some kind of form because it's like, what was the last one I played on the hardest difficulty?
Is it Last of Us
Last of Us?
or
Last of Us?
or Bioshock? I can't remember.
I think it was Last of Us, and you challenged me. You were like,
Oh, you could. I already knew. I was like, even on the normal
so
difficulty.
so. Andrick said I can go through at least the majority of the game. I think you said 70% or 80%.
Your deal was you were like, I can go through that whole game
Without using a
just
gun.
a knife. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
without using a gun.
Without using it, and I was like,
And
"There's
I
no
got-
way you can do that."
It was okay, and I got, and most people that play The Last of Us, unless y'all figure this out, I got through 75% of the
That's a
game.
good majority.
I got through 75% without using a fucking gun. So the Epic 20 video that you seen was me not using a gun at all. And it came to a point where you had, I don't know if I'm spoiling it, but where you had to use the sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Like there's no other,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't do it otherwise,
Yeah.
And
Or when
basically,
you're hanging upside down.
oh, and when you're hanging upside down as well.
Yeah.
So you had to
yeah.
use a gun.
Good call.
I really tried to punch people while I was hanging upside down. I tried, but they kept killing Ellie. It was killing me. But that was frustrating, like
Right.
incredibly frustrating. It was hard until I got that fucking axe. There was a part in a level, and the weapons only last for so long.
Right.
And I got that axe. Oh my god! Like
Just go to
enemies
town.
were running away. I was very effective in throwing bottles though.
Well, and to your point, I do think they should, if they do give you the option to have a knife, there should be a way to go through the whole game.
Let's call it the Metal Gear Solid.
But they
philosophy.
should give you a trophy for that. They should. They totally should.
They didn't. They were just like,
Yeah,
no,
they
we're
were-
just gonna pour on the enemies on your ass. I mean, Metal Gear Solid. This is basically the Metal Gear Solid philosophy. Like, if you go through a whole game without using any bullets,
Don't
or
you get
something,
some bandana or
you
something?
get
like that?
like all kinds of shit. You get trophies, bandana, post scores, whatever. Yeah, and
That's
I think
Kojima.
cool. He's a
He's the
genius.
only one that cares about that shit.
Yeah. He cares about how sadistic we are sitting through 30 minutes of codec.
Right.
Okay. Mike, anything?
I think we cut Mike off on his list of games.
He's just listening.
What games were you talking about? So I know you said Marvel, and then I guess Assassin's Creed.
And first person shooters and sneaking games.
First person
And
shooters.
sneaking games.
You liked the other one.
Blood Dragon, which won an award in Far Cry 3.
Yeah. Far Cry.
Far Cry. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was probably the only one that I did sit through. But yeah,
First 20
still.
minutes, you were staring at the sky.
No, I just hate. God, I'm not gonna go back into the gripes.
What?
But
Oh. Mike hates looking through first person. He likes to live in a surreal moment.
Yeah, I
He's a
just
surrealist.
hate how
Third person.
you have something biting you in your ankle, and you're like, "Where the fuck am I getting injured?" The screen turns red because you're getting hurt. I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" And there's a stupid dog or some shit biting my ankle. Where's yeah, fuck first person. But no, I mean uh, yeah. So I'm playing the Lego Marvel. I actually need to do a lot of catching up. He actually caught up and ended up beating Assassin's Creed 4 before me.
And eventually Andrew will give us game footage.
Yeah, sorry about spoiling it for you.
But I actually, unlike Andric, I'm not going straight through the game. I'm actually going out and doing the
Everything.
ship thing and the harpooning,
Doing what
Doing
Ubisoft
the
wanted
shit
you
in?
to do.
pretty much.
Doing the shit in?
The shedding.
doing exactly what Ubisoft wanted you to do.
Need to catch up on Batman Origins.
Oh, you
The
haven't finished
Arkham
it?
Origins. No, because I had that issue with the game card. I haven't gone
Oh,
back
yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Need to go. I mean, once I beat Lego Marvel, I'll probably get back on Dead Rising and Assassin's Creed.
It sounds like you guys have an extensive library you have to go through.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Contrast.
Yeah.
Also, I
Nice.
need to go back into
I think
Contrast.
it's a pretty short game, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
Contrast is
short
pretty
game.
short. It's not very long.
From what I played, I mean, it was a really cool game, especially being free, for PlayStation Plus. Rise. There we go. I beat Rise.
Oh,
also.
yeah. Forgot about that one. I did too.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't. It wasn't much of a game.
Well, you like the story.
Yeah.
Really, you like the story?
Well, I pumped myself up. I did watch Gladiator before it, and I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Oh, that doesn't.
And then, and
Are you
yeah,
not entertained?
I wasn't. It wasn't bad. I mean, it just wasn't worth that much. I think I told you, and I guess I'll tell you guys. So, I just don't feel like it was worth $60. I mean, you could rent it and beat it in a day. So, and really wasn't worth $60. It looked great. Looked pretty.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful game.
She just had no brains.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think if they come out with a second one, I think they'll really know how to make the game. Because the gripes about that game were you couldn't upgrade your weapons, you couldn't get any new moves, you couldn't upgrade your character. I mean, it was just the same shit over and over.
Right.
The same guy over and over that you fought.
That too, there were only a total of 4 different enemies.
What I was hoping for is that it was going to be more like an XCOM, But
Yeah.
but during that time period, which would have been fucking amazing,
Yeah,
that would have been
happened.
been great. So you have the plan, and you have like your own army, and you're very tied to specific warriors that you have. If one dies, it's like a big deal. You're like, no. And you get to press the button to yell and scream like in 300 and shit like that. That'd be great.
For Sparta.
For Sparta! And you kick messengers down the pit, I guess what I've been playing 2K14, another NBA game, sports. It's just like 2K13.
Is that with the balls?
No, that's Tomb Raider.
Ah.
Okay. No. And aren't they coming out with like a remake of the same fucking game?
Yeah, it's supposed to be prettier, and apparently Joel McHale said he's excited because the hair looks prettier and there's leaves rustling in the wind.
Can you see like the arrow in the head in greater detail?
I'm sure.
Probably.
So I know what we're getting you for your birthday.
Fuck you guys. And I
think you can go through the whole game with just a knife in that.
What's bad about that game is that I'm trying to save it. You're not helping. I didn't want to use any guns because like the guns were not as effective as the fucking bow and arrow. That bow and arrow.
Actually, that brought up another thing. So in the beginning of the year, you said that this was the year of the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that way?
Yeah.
What other game has a bow and arrow?
Last of Us, wasn't it like a bow and arrow? Or a crossbow or something like
It
that?
was Far Cry.
Oh yeah, Far Cry.
Oh no, you're right. Last of Us did have a bow and arrow. That thing was garbage though.
Can't remember.
Man, I was so effective with those bottles.
I was so at the end of that game, I was just so I don't want to touch that game for a while.
Oh,
And not because it was a bad game.
Yeah,
but
it's
simply because
intense.
I was just like, that's a world that just I'm done with.
Yeah, to give you guys an idea, The Last of Us, I haven't touched it at all. It's sitting on my floor like away because it's kind of like one of those very intense books that you read where you're just like, okay, that's shelved. That's in my library of. I'm probably never going to play it ever again. Um,
I might if they do it. I think there's a DLC coming out. So
I just
and I think I've been far away from it right now. That
I just don't want to be in that world anymore. And I think
ever.
yeah,
Even if they come out with a part 2, you're like done.
They came out with a DLC, or they're going to.
Yeah, they're coming out with DLC.
no. With that being said, they have my money. I'm going to buy it if they
Oh.
come out with a sequel.
Well, the DLC I think is Ellie. I think it's just Ellie.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So that's a sequel.
Well, it's a DLC. So
Okay.
Wolf Among Us.
Oh,
I'm
Wolf
still
Among-
waiting for the episode 2. Come on, Telltale, stop working on this other shit and just
This
let it
other
be.
shit like Walking Dead season.
they got a lot on their plate, man.
Game of Thrones.
I hope they're able to pull
Game
it
of
off and
Thrones.
not diminish from the quality of the other games.
They just need help. Just go and hire more people. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Actually, just be bought by EA. There you go.
Oh,
Everybody's just bullying me, right? Like no, don't fucking do it. I played a little. I downloaded it, but I haven't got to play a lot of it. Was Papers, Please?
Yeah.
It
that was
looks
on Steam.
it looks better. Like when you actually like see it,
Mhm.
it's a very very creative game.
Yeah,
Man, these indie developers come up with some creative fucking
bureaucracy
shit
in video game form.
in video game form. And I was like, man, this is just like work. This is just like what I do as a job. Except I don't have old ladies with straps with a fucking gat in their underwear.
Gotta go work at the airport.
No, I don't do that as a job. Sorry. And there's these other games that I'm actually looking. Well, let's talk about what we're looking forward to before I start.
Telltale to come out with episode 2 of Wolf Among
So
Us.
that's the camera right there, Mike. There you go.
Right? Come on,
Telltale.
Telltale. Also, Walking Dead season 2.
Walking
That's coming
Dead.
out in just a few days.
I'm not ready for Clementine to be in the world by herself. I'm not ready. Can she have like a gun, like a
I'm sure
unlimited,
she will. I
like
think
an infinite ammo gun, like a gun
I don't think they work that way.
It's not Rambo or one of those other 80s movies.
they would be like on the worst games list if it turned into Rambo.
Yeah,
Games coming out.
I can't. I don't think any game's coming out until like February or March.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of right now is Final Fantasy and what's the other game that's coming out in March?
Oh, like the badass Final Fantasy, was it 14, 15?
No, it's a new the Lightning Returns, the
Oh, that one.
13
Yeah.
3 or whatever that is called. Lightning Returns. And then the dog one. What's it called? Sleeping Dogs? No, not Sleeping Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
everyone's
Order
waiting.
1886, but probably will be a year out.
Yeah, that probably won't come out till, but yeah, September. But
It feels like 2014 is going to be a big year for a lot of games.
see, I'm not feeling that. I'm
Really?
feeling the exact opposite. I'm feeling like there's not,
I feel like
except for Nintendo.
that's what I was going to say. I feel like Nintendo's going to actually do something. And, well, I mean, they've been doing stuff, but like.
I think they'll have a lot of reveals this year.
Yeah, and also Watch Dogs, and you have 1886, and you have a lot of these indie developers.
Titanfall.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, Titanfall. Yeah, good call.
What Bungie's been working on?
You know, I'm curious about Titanfall is if it has like a not just multiplayer, if it has a campaign in it, because that's one thing that I haven't seen. I keep seeing all the multiplayer everywhere, and I haven't seen anything to do with the campaign. So I
Well-
wonder if there's a story, or if it's just like go play
I
multiplayer.
think it's an open world multiplayer.
Yeah, so I guess there's not a campaign because I really like playing the campaigns and then going into multiplayer.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an age thing, but I've kind of been moving away from multiplayer. I don't want to play with other people.
Yeah.
So,
It's probably like online kid. You really have to have like a huge friend list like of your age group, because if you just play randomly online with kids, it's fucking frustrated as shit.
sometimes it's funny.
Well, if you go in there and troll them, that's it. But
Those are, you hear the parents yelling at them like do their homework.
oh, that's
and-
so funny.
it's hilarious sometimes.
What I'm looking forward to is that they're coming out with another iteration of Street Fighter 4.
Another one?
Yeah, it's Ultra.
Good lord.
Yeah, they've made some adjustments and introduced 4 characters that they've already introduced in another game, but they're just gonna put it in this one. So it's Capcom doing Capcom things.
Nice.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be another Guilty Gear game that's in full 3D. I know you guys like what the fuck ever.
No, I know Guilty Gear. I'm not a big fan, but I know it.
They redid the graphics of it, so it's like you know how it's like it has that anime kind of look to it. It's like 3D anime, so it looks really impressive.
Oh,
Now, looking forward to Gran Turismo 6, 7,
that's-
8.
doesn't that come
9,
out already?
10.
I think it already came out.
I haven't played it yet. And Forza, like I want both car games.
Forza actually, after Cecil's review, got me excited about that.
Did you buy it?
No. But it did get me excited. Like, I wouldn't have even.
I'm so pumped.
I wouldn't
I'm
have
going to
considered
buy
it.
this other game.
The thing is, I wouldn't consider it. I think I'm going to wait for it to hit the bargain bin, and then I may pick it up if I see it for like
Rent
20
it.
bucks. I probably won't rent it. I'm not really a big renter of games. I usually just buy them. So, but yeah, I'll wait for it to hit the bargain bin. Get it for.
I
20
think you're really
bucks.
gonna like Forza. I really think.
I'm sure I will in the summer when it's 20 bucks.
You can drive a Mini Cooper in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can drive one right now.
Touche. All right. Anything else you guys are playing? Anything else you want to get off your chest except for Nintendo? Okay. If you guys want to vent in the comments, by all means, you have an open YouTube forum. And YouTube, please don't ban us because we don't have any video game
We have
footage
no
right
money.
now. We have no video game footage or money. uh, we're lying, obviously. No, but anything else?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
It's bad. They have such a huge library of games
I'm
that
so,
they have to get
I'm so
through.
inundated with what I got to do in games. I shouldn't even be here. I should be playing games right now.
You need to multitask, and you need to be playing the game while doing.
Even on
the
my
show.
lunch break, I'm playing games.
Yeah,
It's like,
I've seen it. You're
it's-
Witcher 3DS playing the Mario
ah,
Luigi game.
So many. Oh, that's another game I haven't even finished. Is the Mario Luigi RPG game.
How was that?
I haven't finished it.
I mean, how is
But
it so far?
It's a great game. It's
Great
Nintendo at what they do best.
They're making it seem like that
RPG.
3DS is the way to go.
Right now it is, and it'll go to Wii U soon. It's gonna take some time.
I need to get back to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Where you
See,
see,
and you need to get a system,
I need to actually buy a game system instead of trying to
or
buy.
you can donate one. Internet.
Yeah, give me a free Xbox One. That'd be great.
You going with Xbox One? I thought it was a PlayStation 4.
No, it's so I can turn it in to get a PlayStation 4. I was just joking, mildly joking, guys. All right, so we're going to stop it here. We know this was a long segment. Thank you for being with us. Again, my name is Hill.
Bill?
It's not Hello, which it says at the top.
HIL?
And Mike Games, you can see his name on his underwear if you look really hard. If you're watching in HD, you can see it. And you have Andrew on the far left. 2industry, press buttons.
Pew, pew, pew.